Gideon Moi has rocked the nation by announcing his return to politics. Apparently, he'll be contesting for the Baringo Senetorial seat. In fact, here's the publication, and I quote, "This is from the Kenya African National Union, KANU, and it reads there, back to business." And you can see just below that Jogo, it reads back to business. Onto the body, the Kenyan African National Union wishes to formally announce that following extensive consultations, deliberations, and consensus within the party and with the people of Baringo, our national chairman, Honorable Gideon Moi, has been nominated as the party's candidate for the forthcoming Baringo Senatorial by-election. This decision underscores the party's unwavering commitment to offering experienced, visionary, and people-centered leadership at a critical juncture for Baringo County and the nation at large. In accepting this call to serve, Honorable Moi has expressed profound gratitude to KANU members, supporters, and the people of Baringo for their patience, confidence, and steadfast support. He remains committed to running a people-driven campaign, and so on and so forth. Basically, he's back on the ballot. It's been signed off by Manasseh Nyainda, Director of Communications, KANU. This publication was released on October the 2nd, today being the 3rd. Now, in this video, I want us to look into some of the reasons why Ruto will do his absolute best to ensure Gideon Moi doesn't win the Baringo Senatorial race. And so with no further ado, let's get after it. Now, the first reason why Ruto can't tolerate a Gideon Moi comeback is because Gideon Moi is a certified wildcard. You see, he's a politician who is very much unpredictable and ungovernable. In 2022, Gideon Moi opted to support Raila over his fellow tribesman William Ruto. So because of that, Ruto can't risk Gideon Moi winning the Baringo seat and then at long last, he ends up endorsing Kalonzo in 2027. In fact, I can bet 1 million Tanzanian shillings that the only way Ruto can work with Gideon Moi is in a controlled environment. For instance, where Gideon Moi is a cabinet secretary and Ruto is the CIC. Because then Ruto can summon him, he can demote him, he can reshuffle him, and he can even fire him if need be. As for any other arrangement, forget about it. Second reason why Ruto will fight a Gideon Moi comeback to the very ends of the earth is because Gideon is a saboteur to Ruto's succession plan. It is rather obvious that Ruto's poster boy is Kipchumba Murkomen. That's the person Ruto is banking on to not only succeed him as a Kalenjin kingpin, but to also take up a substantive position in the next government post-2032, perhaps even as deputy president. But with the return of Gideon, this messes up the whole plan. Because with Ruto's exit, all Kalenjins will rally behind Gideon. It is the same way Saul hated David in the Bible, because David was the heir apparent. Yet Saul wanted his son Jonathan to inherit him. So Gideon curtails Ruto's succession plan. Now, the third reason why Gideon is screwed is because the deep state is already against him. Just listening to what Aden Duale had to say about Gideon Moi ahead of the Baringo by-election.
Na mwambieni Gideon Moi awache hiyo pusi. Huyo mtu awache hiyo pusi. Gideon Moi ile maana ako naye pekee amebeba jina ya mzee Moi. Hana maana ingine. Maana ukiangalia CV yake ile kitu muhimu, ukisoma CV yake, he is the son of mzee Moi. A very good old man. Na alioppose Ruto akiwa deputy. Watu ya Baringo kama mko hapa, pelekeni hiyo kitu kwa hiyo kijana amepotea njia. Na umwambie tukutane kwa Senate. Siko by election Baringo ya marehemu Cheptumo. Tutapimana nguvu huko. Sisi na Gideon ajipange, sisi tumejipanga. Unja mara nyingine wanaume lazima waonane ana kwa ana. So wangapi wako na mheshimiwa William Ruto mkono juu?
So the odds are stacked against Gideon. However, this being politics, we can never say never. You know how it is in this country. There's a slim chance that Gideon might just work with Ruto, but that chance is as slim as it gets. In fact, here's a tip of Gideon Moi recently telling Kenyans not to take his differences with William seriously, because they might just work together. Roll the tape.
Matoger borit nenyu a William. Chichoge ino ene kule yagitai bagi chomyo ino ene.
We'll know shortly how Ruto feels based on whether or not UDA field a candidate in Baringo. It's that simple. So all eyes on Baringo. If these two work together, it seems Ruto will have embraced the dynasties and he's hoping they can somehow help him survive 2027. If not, the hate runs deep, deeper than still waters. Now, having said that, let's see what Kenyans next had to say about this. And I quote, 1% Outlaw said, UDA one-term experience starts officially. Mafusho Alex said, ataanguka saa 1:30 asubuhi. J.O. Minya said, Jogo iwike kabisa Wilbaro imekuwa ngumu kusukuma. Darius Kibet said, Gideon Moi asubuhi na mapema. Wow, we're having a Kibet endorsing. This will be interesting, guys. Tom Zaliwa said, I support Gidi based on his record. An exemplary disciplined son. He has adopted his father's wisdom in dealing with a cruelty-centered graft-ridden third world Africa. I don't agree with Tom because what good thing came from Mzee Moi? We had the worst GDP during his time. Calvin Okoth said, mtawezana kweli na William in his bedroom, let's wait and see. Dark Black said, the good people of Baringo, especially the Gen Zs, should reject Gideon Moi and keep him in retirement. We are tired of the Moi, Odinga, Kibaki, Kenyatta and Ruto names. That's a valid point right there. Why recycle the old when you can chart a new path into the future? Perhaps the answer to that question is to scorn William Ruto. If the people are really dissatisfied with how UDA is performing, they have an avenue to vent, and we want to see how Baringo turns out. Now, let me just put this out there. The entrance of Gideon Moi into the Baringo senatorial race makes that by-election the single most exciting one yet, because it affects the opposition, it affects the president, it affects 2027. Far much more than all the others of Malava, Mbeere North, and so on and so forth. So all eyes on Baringo. Having said that, guys, do drop me your own comments in the comment section below, and I'll do best to read them and to give you a response. And with that is today's ad of the day. If you're in need of electrical wiring, solar installation, or electrical fittings such as strip lights, snake lights, downlighters, or chandeliers, contact Engineer Wycliffe at 0707 476602 and he'll get your house dapped up. Now, if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really, really need to subscribe to. All right, guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.